Did you know that was happening?
Hey everyone, I wanted to check in with you just to kind of see how you are doing with the quarantine life. As for me and Dino, we're doing pretty good. We've actually, I think I've said this in another video, in my Animal Crossing video, but we've actually been quarantined since March 2nd. So for us, as of today, it's the 26th, I think. So it's been 25 days for us. And it's not that bad so far. It's just, I think the worst part about it is just, you know, like going on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and seeing everyone panic, especially the first week and a half-ish. I'm not sure if that's died down a little. I feel like it's died down a little bit, but that was definitely, I think, the worst part, is just kind of tuning into the world and how fearful everyone is, and obviously, you know, seeing like the hospitals being overwhelmed and stuff like that. But let's not get too deep into that because I really don't want to talk about like the horrible things. I just wanted to check in with you and make sure that you're doing good, or as well as we all can be anyways. Obviously things could be better, but at least we have Animal Crossing. That's how I feel. It's so interesting how that came out right around this time. And if you haven't seen my Animal Crossing video, my first one, I mentioned that I had a dream 2 years ago in January 2018, I believe, where I was being quarantined for some type of flu virus, and that quarantine involved hopping on a plane to go to a resort style island with other people in quarantine. It's just so interesting to me how an island Animal Crossing game came out as soon as at least America was going in quarantine all together. So very interesting to me that I had that dream. But yeah, anyways, I am thankful for Animal Crossing being out though, because it's seriously so much fun, and it takes up like a huge portion of the day for both me and Dino, I think, which is kind of nice because it kind of like takes your mind off of like everything going on, and it truly is quite immersive, and you get to play with friends, which I think is super cool. So that's kind of our life right now, is just waking up, going on a walk sometimes if we don't see like a bunch of people walking out, and playing Animal Crossing and eating food. We have plenty of food here. Thank you, delivery people. Thank you. And of course watching like Netflix and watching movies, watching TV shows. Those are like the two main activities we do. I've been reading books and taking baths and relaxing. I have not been doing work. That's one thing I have not been doing really a lot of at all. I've been cooking and cleaning and like making sure that our house is very comfortable because we have to be here. So I think that it's important that I'm like, you know, cleaning and sanitizing the doorknobs, obviously, and cooking and things like that, just so we're comfortable, because you know, you can't escape it. You can't just go somewhere during quarantine. That's irresponsible. Oh, one other update is, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen this already, but I'm pretty sure that me and Dino already had it, like early March. If we did, it's not confirmed, because the girl who I potentially got it from and I was exposed to was on February 11th. She is pretty dang sure she had it, or still does, because she's been sick for like 10 weeks, and she has autoimmune issues, so it was like really bad for her. But she had all the symptoms plus more, and is still kind of dealing with the aftermath of that, like with her you know, symptoms. And the only thing is, I sat next to her for an hour and a half ish on February 11th, and then by the 29th is when I started to feel my throat was like dry, and I thought it was allergies or something in the air, or maybe the water that I was drinking, because I was drinking this purified water from my sister's house that I don't normally drink. So I was like, oh, maybe it's the water or something. And that's all I thought. And I didn't feel anything else. I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel anything. I didn't have a cough, no nothing. So I did not think anything of it. I really didn't. And when I got home on March 1st, I still had a dry throat. It lasted until the 6th of March. And it was constant, but it was only dry. It wasn't like sore or anything. So I was like, maybe allergies. But then a week after that, after the 6th, so about 2 weeks after I got home from my sister's house, Dino had a sore throat. So I'm like, that's interesting, because that kind of proves it was viral to me anyways, because where would he have gotten it if we were at home since March 2nd? Like, we didn't go anywhere since March 2nd. So the fact that he had a sore throat, I was like, okay, he got it from me, number one. Two, it's obviously viral because it was contagious and he got it. So, but all he had was a sore throat. That's it. Nothing else. So I'm like, that's interesting. And then my sister's husband had a sore throat for a day about 2 weeks after I left. So keep in mind these 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, which is another interesting pattern. And my other sister, who was also came into contact with me, had a sore throat for 1 day as well, with nothing else. And then I hugged my dad as well on the same day, and he had a dry throat for like a day or two. And yeah, like, and then my sister's baby had a low-grade fever for like 3 days. So this is like I just really makes me believe like we probably had it and like obviously didn't realize. But if we did, thank goodness that we stayed home since March 2nd. So you know, if I did spread it on accident, it was before I was showing any symptoms, and I didn't realize that like anything, you know, anything was wrong. So yeah, I feel like we probably had it. But that being said, I feel like the correct course of action is to, number one, assume that we have it so that we don't spread it to anyone. So like, the wrong thing to do right now is like, if you assume you had it at all, is to just go out and be like, oh, I already had it, like I can't get it again, so I'm just gonna, you know, leave my house and go do blah blah blah, all the things. Don't do that. And that's not what we're gonna do. So number one, I'm gonna assume we didn't have it to protect ourselves. And number two, I'm going to assume that we did have it and could still be contagious. So we're going to protect everyone else as well. So I feel like everyone in the whole goddamn world should assume they have it and also assume that they don't have it. So you're protecting yourself and everyone else. That's how quarantine should go. But that being said, as soon as I found out, it was the day before yesterday, that I was probably exposed, somehow my anxiety level went from up here to like way down here. Because I really believe that we had it, and it was so mild that I didn't even think I was sick. So, but that makes it really scary too, because that's how it spreads, is that so many people might have it and then they spread it to so many other people without having any symptoms at all. And maybe you have a tiny symptom here and there and you think it's allergies or whatever, so you don't even feel sick, and then you spread it to someone and for some reason their body just can't take it, and like it's a completely different thing for them. And that's why this is like such a pandemic. That's why this is a pandemic, because it's just so contagious, and it shows up in people so differently. Anyways, I don't mean to like freak you out or anything. I'm feeling a little bit better about it though. Everyone I know is quarantining themselves. Everyone I know is doing a really great job. I know there's people out there who aren't, but you know, hopefully those people are being held accountable in some way. So anyways, how are you guys doing? What have you been up to? Have you just been playing Animal Crossing or any other games, or have you been watching any good anime or movies or series or anything? Let me know in the comments if you have any good suggestions. Have you been reading any good books? Now is the time to read books, honestly. Like, I have a whole stack of books that I'm like, I want to read you one day, but I just don't have the time. Now I have the time. So there's really no excuse not to read those books now. But I have not been working at all. I do have some CAD work to do, and to my jeweler, if you're watching this, I don't think you watch my videos, but if you are, I'm getting on it probably today or tomorrow. But I know I've been putting it off for a couple of days because I just haven't felt up to it kind of emotionally, but I'm doing it soon. I've put my business basically on hold, just because I'm not gonna go out of my house for any reason. I'm sorry, I'm not. Unless it's in the open air, I'm walking outside and there's, you know, no people near me. I'm still probably gonna be designing over the next few weeks, but pretty sporadically because Animal Crossing. That's what's important right now. I think what's important is just to take care of yourself. Don't feel like the pressure to, you know, perform or do all the things that you think you should be doing. What you should be doing is taking care of yourself, whatever that means. If that means creating something, great. If that means sitting on your couch or laying in bed all day in your pajamas, playing a video game or watching anime or something, do that by all means. Like, take care of your mental and emotional health. That's what's super important right now, especially towards the beginning. I feel like you gotta do that. And then, you know, as like assess every single day how you're feeling, and then just do what you want to do that day. And sometimes that could be something productive and sometimes not. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. You brought me tea. Yum. But yeah, I think that's enough talking for now. I'm going to enjoy my tea and actually play some Animal Crossing, speaking of.
Choice, but yeah, they know how to get you nervous, these cats. And at least is safe now. But I had to distract the boys with my burger. Diego, do you even eat burgers, Diego? Let's quickly see if you... Do you... No, I think you might. Well, at least you'll eat the meat part. Hey, Diego. Yeah, that's what they call human food, Diego. We also eat sometimes.
Kitty, this is not a very flattering place to take a photo. So this is my new Polaroid pop and I love it. I've been obsessed with it. It can only hold like 10 photos. Meow. This is what I do to try to get a good photo. Okay, let's look at these. No. Okay, so I think this is the winner. And then you just do this and print. Yay! That's so cool. I highly recommend this. I think this was like $100. And then these, like a 40 pack of these was like, I don't know, maybe $20 or something like that. I can't remember. But I've been wanting this for like maybe 2 years and I finally got it because of quarantine and I was just like, fuck it, like I ain't gonna be doing anything else. Oh, that's so cool. I want an espresso machine now. Where did you get that table?
The wooden one?
Yeah.
It should be an option to make.
Oh, the DIYs?
You should be able to make it right now, actually.
Oh, shit.
Like my second room.
Did you really write this?
No, it's
Oh.
I sent you one, and then I'm like, alright, I'm not gonna erase shit twice, because you have to erase it one by one.
Oh.
I mean, yes, I wrote that entire essay.
I was like, that doesn't sound like something you would write.
It took so long
It
to type on
sounds
that
too
shit.
nice and passionate.
Because there's no way to delete all this. You have to do like manually B.
I don't have that. Oh, wooden block table?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.